Morning, Joan.
Good morning, Colin. On this frosty morning.
Yeah, it's a bit cold out there.
Yeah.
What's the date today? Do you know?
No.
No. 9th. It's the 9th of January.
Very goodness.
Where we finished off last time, Joan,
Yeah.
was, so we're going to spend 10 or 15 minutes just on a bit of a horrible subject, but
Yeah.
it's part of your life,
Yeah.
and it would have been better if I could have finished it at the end of the last video, but I didn't. So, and then we're going to go on to lighter note. So just to start with, at the end of the last video, we talked about your dad dying.
Yeah.
You were sat at the table, wasn't you?
Yeah, I did his dinner. Yeah.
Just had his dinner and
Yeah. Remarked on how nice the new potatoes were.
Yeah.
From Little Steeping.
Oh, okay.
That's where he'd been taken and to his...
How old was he then? How old was he?
He was 77, I think.
77.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I suppose... Right, trying to look at a positive about that. You couldn't have...
I mean, he survived 10 years after a massive coronary.
Really?
The doctor didn't think he'd survive the night when he had it.
And he was out like a light,
Yes,
wasn't he?
yes. Just went how he wanted, but he said it was those he'd leave behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll move on quickly from that one.
Yeah.
Actually, this one's probably not any better. Your mum,
That was 10 years after 1991, the same week in July.
Really?
10 years between. Dad died on, what's it, 15th at 20.
But just...
And Mum died on, and ours was 16th of July. Dad was 20th July 1981. And Mum 16th of July 1991.
Now, I'm not going to show any photos of your mum being fragile, but she looked fragile, so I'm assuming hers was a more...
Yes, she got cancer.
Paced.
Yes, but she wanted to stay at home, so that's why I gave my job up to look after her.
Right, okay.
Because she looked after me all those years.
And was she, like, bedridden?
Yes, she was, yeah. And in a wheelchair. I used to take her out in a wheelchair.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Was she bedridden upstairs or downstairs?
Downstairs.
Was that in this room?
Yes.
In here?
Oh, in the bed, yes.
And you looked after her?
Yes.
And
with carers.
With help?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, so what, when she died, what church, where did she get buried?
At Ordsall, with Dad.
Yeah, okay, so is she underneath above your dad in the graveyard?
Yes.
They're both
in Ordsall churchyard.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, whereabouts-ish is the grave? Is it?
It's as you walk up the steps.
Yeah.
It's the lower level part, I think.
When you go in the gates to the churchyard at the bottom, then you walk up the path and then there's some steps there, isn't there?
Yes,
and then there's some graves on the right and there's some graves on the left.
They're on the right.
So that patch of grass in front of the church, there's a Winifred and Alfred and Harry.
No, and Harry.
Elston.
Yes.
Right, okay.
And it's a dark coloured headstone. It was.
Yeah, I've got you. Yeah, okay.
And I think the next is it Joe Cross? who was my long garden holders, as well as Dad and Mum and me. Yeah.
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 Yeah. That graveyard,
Yeah.
I think, is it full now?
It's full. Yes. Yes, I inquired from Burton's, and they said it was full. It was closed. So.
Yeah. Does that include, when? Oh dear. I should have asked this off video, but is there no space above your mum and dad for?
Well, they'd have to dig and see.
Oh,
And then
you've
they might
mentioned
not.
that, yeah.
Then they might not be room. You see, and you'd have to pay for that.
Right, okay. But I think when we were talking, you mentioned at the time that you did ask for space to be provided, did you? Or not?
I can't remember, but I think I mentioned it to John Hurton,
Yeah.
because we'd known the family for years. Yeah.
The Hurton family.
Yes.
Oh, they were friends, were they?
Well, when my grandma knew them, of course, and I don't know whether she used to deliver milk there. She probably did.
Yeah, because she lived opposite.
Nearly opposite.
Nearly opposite, didn't she? Did they live? Did the Hurtons live in that house? The funeral house, or not?
Well, I think originally, would it be what they call Grandad, Eric Hurton? I think they must have done. But then Frank, the son, lived on Pennington's Walk, nearly opposite Sir Frederick Milner School. Some new houses were.
Oh, right, okay.
Where my granddad's allotment used to be, the house was built. The houses were built.
Oh,
And there was
yeah.
Eric Smith, the school teacher, lived in one.
Holly Road
Yeah.
and Pennington's Walk.
Yeah.
Was there actually a road? Did that connect before the new houses were built? Because
Yes. And there was the feeder went under the road, and at the bottom of what was the allotments there.
Yeah, so there's a little bridge.
Yes.
There's the remains of a bridge, isn't there?
Yeah, and there's where the feeder was. It's the front garden, the lawn, and
The lawn of what?
the house that's built by what was the feed by the side of the feeder.
Yeah, so that feeder.
It then comes under the road and onto London Road and down by goods yard, railway goods yard. And then it's at the back of the house, those big houses on the right-hand side on London Road, it used to be. And then I suppose it had run into River Idle or somewhere like that.
Yeah. I wonder, because the bridge on Pennington Walk is still there, isn't it? It's built into the
yes,
fences.
It was.
People built that into the fences.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's now a pipe. Well, it must be a pipe to some degree.
Yes.
I wonder if it's still a feeder though. I wonder if there's still water in there.
I don't know.
Oh, right, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, because, they built a house on, when you come off Holly Road to get onto Domley Cross Road, they built a house over where the feeder ran.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. But there's still a walkway, isn't there?
Yes.
Around there.
Yeah, at the bottom of the grammar school field.
Was
I
that
suppose where all the new houses are now.
so opposite Pennington's Walk?
Yeah.
There is a small road,
Yeah. Oh, yes.
and I'm wondering if that went right the way through to Holly Road before the houses were built. I can't remember what the road is.
It's not King Edward Terrace.
It could be, couldn't it?
Yeah, there.
I can't remember. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only other one there.
Yeah. It'd be interesting if that road in the past actually was just like a road straight through to London Road. I think it might have been.
Yeah.
But goodness knows how somebody got a house built on a road, because there's a couple of modern houses there now, isn't there? And you're saying that was an allotment at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm a bit out of my depth with that, so we'll leave that.
Yeah.
So, going back to your mum then, you looked after your mum,
Yeah.
and she obviously lived 10 years longer
Than Dad.
than your dad.
Yeah.
And she's buried
At Ordsall with Dad.
with your dad.
Yeah.
The only other person that I think I can think of that probably was very close is Arthur.
Yeah.
So that's Jean's husband.
Yeah.
Am I alright just to ask you a little bit about that? Do you think Jean would be okay with that?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so.
So,
I'd got wrong of how long it was before they got married. I said I thought about a year, but she said it was 3 years.
was it?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. So,
Yes, she said I'd got that wrong. Yes.
well, you've just clarified it there, haven't you?
Yeah.
So they were courting for about 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that was the right long time, really.
Yes.
And then they got married.
Yes.
And did Arthur? How did Arthur die? Was that just natural? Or
Yeah, it's just natural, just old age, I think.
when did he die?
Well, it was after year 2000. It might have been 2003, but I'm not 100% sure it was that date.
And was Arthur buried? Is he in a churchyard?
No, he was. Jean scattered his ashes in the garden. Cause a little steep.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
because I mean, he was in the garden every day that
Really?
he could. Yeah. Yes, when he'd retired, yeah. Yes, he loved his garden. It was a big garden, yeah.
And how old was he when he died?
Oh, do you know, I can't remember.
Okay.
But his birthday was 5th November, 1931, same year as us.
Right, okay.
It was so many days older than us.
Oh, really? That's,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
But if I ask you when he died and you say...
It was, I know it was 5th of April.
But was it 5 years ago or 10 years ago, or is it a long time ago?
Well,
it's not recent though, is it? Not recent.
No.
So, somehow or other, you and your sister.
Yeah, because his life support machine was switched off because they couldn't do any more for him.
Okay.
And he'd said, you know, if anything like that happened.
Yeah.
Yes, he didn't want to be.
So it wasn't. Let's both just be quiet a second, because I'm just going to cough, and then I can.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I can edit that choke out now.
Can you? It's magic.
I could just drop the sound down for that bit.
Yeah.
But as regards Arthur's death, it wasn't tragic in any way, was it?
No.
Nothing sinister about
It
it.
was just, you know, not very well.
Yeah.
In bed, and then he was on the way to Pilgrim Hospital at Boston.
Right. Okay.
And he was in there a few days, but then they said there was nothing more they could do for him.
Well, you and Jean, you've got the longevity gene, then, haven't you?
Yes.
You've done all right.
We have, yes.
92's a brilliant, isn't it?
It's a miracle.
Wow.
They never thought, you know.
Wow.
We used to think 40 was old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And, you know, hopefully. We've got another 10, 20 years, Joan, you never know.
Can't believe it. No. No.
And just before we change the subject, you have said that there is a particular song that you want playing when at your funeral, haven't you?
Yeah, yes, that's Memories from Cats, sung by Jose Carreras.
Right, okay. All right. So, we're now going to change subject at last.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you if you can remember any of these. So this is to do with Retford.
Yeah.
Some of the shops in Retford, and hopefully I can show these on the video. I expect you to know some,
Yeah.
but I don't expect you to remember them all.
No.
I just can't work out where in time they fit. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, the first one's not even a shop, but there's an old picture of Babworth Road going out to Retford
Yeah.
before the bridge was built.
Yeah.
Has Babworth Bridge always been built as far as you?
Yes, and I can remember one day went out for a walk round there with Dad when we were smaller, and all of a sudden there was a driverless car going down the bridge, and somebody running after it. So I don't know how they went on, but I can just vaguely remember this car and nobody driving it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you was out for. Obviously, the traffic wasn't ever so busy.
Oh no.
So there's just one car on the bridge.
Yeah.
Now, how do you get a
Yeah.
car to the top of a bridge?
Yeah.
He must have got out, mustn't he?
Yeah, or
And
something. Yeah.
probably looking at a train or something.
Something. Could have been, yes, because it was on the bridge.
When I was young, Joan, and I've only just thought about this because of what you've said, and I lived on Richard Street,
Yeah.
I had to change my wheels or something. For some reason, I'd had my wheels off my car,
Yeah.
didn't grasp the tightness that you have to tighten the wheel nuts up.
No.
And it was on Babworth Bridge
Was it?
that
Yeah.
I was driving and saw my own wheel.
Oh, the running back.
Yes!
Oh, and then what was it? There was a comedy film with somebody in a car and the wheel went past.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Well, that happened
I
to
don't know
me.
whether it was, with Bill, was in, oh dear, that's at Home Firth, filmed at Home Firth in
What?
Yorkshire.
What, like,
A comedy
A
with
comedy.
Bill Owen in it.
right, okay.
And there was Brian Wilder's Foggy Dewars.
Oh, yeah, Last of the Summer Wine. Yeah, that's
It
it.
might have been that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, right, well, that definitely happened to me, and I
Yeah,
got the wheel, put it back on the car,
Yeah.
checked all the other wheels, and they were all loose.
Yeah.
So I was lucky that only one went past.
Yes. Oh, goodness.
Oh,
It's a picture. There was nobody to film it.
yeah, well, I mean, that was back in, well, that would have been 1990, I
Yes,
suppose.
yeah.
So,
I can just see it now.
yeah, so on reflection, for me, it's funny,
Yeah.
but it wasn't at
No,
the
not
time.
at the time.
Scary as anything, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what about this one? Can you remember Hallcroft Roundabout being traffic lights?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was shocked
Yeah.
when I first found that out. Cause,
Yeah.
you know,
And there was lovely flowers on the traffic island when they made it an island, I think.
yeah, okay. But you can remember it being traffic lights?
Yes. Yes.
As it,
And it was known as Sneath. Mum always used to call it Sneath's Corner because there'd been a shop owned by a Mr. Sneath.
there was a garage.
Yeah, Sneath's Garage or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Sneath's Garage as far as...
Yes.
Yeah, you
yes,
can remember
yes,
seeing it, can you? It was
yeah,
there in your
yeah,
lifetime.
Yeah.
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 Okay, well that's a good one. What about, this is quite a famous one, I think, Gladish's.
Oh yes, we used to get groceries from there, and then they used to deliver. We used to have an order. You used to go and, when it was a self-service, we used to go and fill basket, what we needed, and then they'd be delivered. There'd be a lady driver usually
Oh, just explain that, Joan. So
to deliver the goods that
you would
we
actually go and buy stuff in the shop in a basket and then they would deliver?
Yes, later on. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Why
Then
didn't
they
you...
used to have a bacon slice, a sliced bacon. Yeah, yeah.
So the people who run the shop, I mean, was that...
Richard Gladish, I think he was a mayor sometime. And they had there was another shop at the side where they sold meal, where we used to get a meal to feed the hens, and corn and things from them as well. And then later on, Mrs. Kingston had it as a wine department.
What, Gladish's?
Yes. I mean, well, we always do it as Gladys's shop. But Mrs. Kingston had it latterly, Mr. and Mrs. Kingston.
Was it called Kingston?
Well, we always call it Gladys.
Just Gladish's. It's called Gladish's Corner, wasn't it?
Yes,
Everyone...
yes. And Mr. and Mrs. Kingston had a shop near where Lowsby's was, which is now Bacon's on Carrogate.
Okay, what was Lowsbury's?
Lowsby's was Gents Outfitters.
Wow.
And it was as big as what Bacon's is, yeah. Yeah. But Kingston's had a grocery shop nearly next door to Lowsby's, I think it was.
Really?
Yes, and then they had Gladys's shop.
Wow.
Whether they bought it or had the tenancy of it, I don't know.
So before Bacon's was Bacon's, it was
Lowsby's.
Lowe's.
W. Lowsby and Sons.
Right, okay. And that's...
I think I've seen a photo of it somewhere.
Yeah, I think there's a photo, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
And you can't remember being anything else before that, can you?
No.
Did you ever go in that shop? I mean, it's a men's shop, so you never went in it. But you saw it, did you?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, so Gladish's, that's quite famous with older people.
Yeah, and also opposite, sort of on part of Albert Road as well and London Road, was Thurman's. That was a ladies' dress shop, and where our family used to buy all our clothes from there, coats and dresses. Yes.
And was that opposite Gladish's?
Yes, on the other corner it was.
Right. Okay. I'm just thinking that one through. Because there's no Arlington Way, is there?
No.
Back then.
No. And there was what called Shell Cottage.
Yeah, okay, so Shell Cottage is still there, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Yes, but Thurman's was sort of in front of it, partly on London Road and partly on Albert Road.
Ah, yeah,
with the big windows.
Was it ever a cafe?
Yes, it was an antique shop.
Ah, okay. What was the cafe's name? Can you remember?
No.
No, I think there's a picture of it being a cafe.
Yeah. Yes, we used to go for coffee in there. Yeah. Yes.
And then opposite all of that is it Vickers? Oh no, not.
Oh well, Vickers is the opposite side of the road.
Yes.
Near the bottom of the grammar school,
And that was cakes and things.
Yes, and where we used to queue for malt loaf during the war every Saturday.
So that stretch on that side where Vickers is, That's all demolished.
Yeah, there was a sweet shop, and sort of the last time anybody had it, I think it was Mrs. Piercy. Her husband Derek used to work at A.P. Williamson and Co. Solicitors
Right.
at Retford.
Okay. So you remember a sweet shop?
Yes.
Was it?
And then there was Mr. Selby who sold bicycles. And a bicycle shop. And then there was a row of 3 or 4 houses where there was, now what did they call him? He was a bookmaker there. Was it Bairstow? I may be wrong, but that name's just come to me, Mr. Bairstow. Bairstow.
And what was? You think that's a shop?
No, it was a house, and I think he was a bookmaker, I think.
Okay. So
And
between.
then there was, it was like 3 or 4 houses, a bit of a terrace, and then he came to Dominic Cross Road. And then at the corner there was Mr. Bruff, the dentist.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There was a biggish house there. Now, did they call that Calamite House? I think they did. I don't know whether you pronounced it like that, whether it was Calamity House.
Yeah, yeah. I think. Did that? You know when the road? Because so Arlington Way demolished, got all of that demolished, didn't they? But that dentist, that may have survived Arlington Way for a time.
Yes, I think it did.
Or the house. There was a big house that survived.
Yes, it was, yes.
And then that got knocked down, and it's a block of flats now on the corner.
Yeah.
I think, anyway.
Yeah, yeah, and that's where the shop was as well, in Vickers. Yeah.
So can you remember? I keep seeing Bentleys. Bentley. Can you remember a shop on Carrowgate called Bentley?
No.
No. Okay.
Bentley. We had a girl in our class called Betty Bentley.
Oh, did you? Betty Bentley?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes. But that's the only Bentley
you know.
I knew, yes.
Okay, and you mentioned a dentist on Carrowgate.
Mr. Bruff.
Well, there was, is it Yoles?
Yes, yes, in Carrowgate, the jewellers. Yeah, and Derek Ledger worked there.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, but it's the side of Yoles on the old pictures.
Yeah.
There's a door and it says dentist. Yeah, right at the side of Yoles it says dentist. But you did say there was I think you've said that there was a dentist down there, because didn't you go, oh no, not a dentist, optician.
Yes, that was, but that was further down, that was nearer to the square, Hebditch and Warham. Right,
okay. Well, in these old photos, Joan, there's definitely, in Yoles, right at the Market Square side of Yoles, there's one door and it says opticians. So Yoles might have had an optician themselves at some point.
Oh. No, because Hebditch and Warham were nearer to the square.
Yeah.
And it was like a little side window. And you went through the door and up some steps to the opticians' rooms.
Right, okay. I can't find any pictures of that one.
No.
There was another opticians on Grove Street, I think. Somewhere near Welshman's.
Oh, I can't remember.
No, okay. No problem. In the very distant past,
Yeah.
on the corner of the Market Square and Cowgate,
Yeah.
it was, I don't know what you call it, but it had rabbits hanging up.
Oh, yeah. Poulterers, who was it? Well, there was a shop called was it Derny's, and there was Barsby's, and they were pork butchers, I think.
Where was that?
Barsby's.
Where?
They were in Carrogate on the right hand side.
What was the, Yoles?
Yeah.
What was the big pub at right?
Oh, there was one called it began with a C. Criterion.
The Criterion.
Yeah, and there was only just one door, and I think you went in, and it backed onto the town hall yard.
Yeah. So was there two entrances to that pub then, as in one on Cowgate and one on?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that pub went straight across.
Yes.
Between Cowgate
and
not
town hall yard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Criterion.
Yeah, that's. Well, you wouldn't know that now, would you?
No, definitely not.
If we didn't have these beautiful old photographs.
Yes, no.
Yeah, there's very little we know.
I mean, it's surprising how many people did take photographs, isn't it? Of it, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, mainly we've got Mr. Welshman to thank
for that.
what we've got.
Yeah.
But then other photos just keep coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah. You see, like those, you see, and that one there was, you see, that might have been taken by Welshmans with Auntie Bessie working there.
Yeah, you mean you two together
at Grove Street.
Is that you eating the ice cream?
No, that's Jean.
Jean's got the ice cream.
And I'm riding the horse.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So, and then there's some photos that I think have got Hind on them. Hind.
Well, there's Hind Street. There was Tom Dennis Hind, I think, who built Hind Street.
Yeah, I was thinking of a photographer shop in another one, probably on Exchange Street. Called.
Yeah, there was Arthur Hinkins.
Oh, yeah, Hinkins.
There's a lot of photos, and quite a few, I think, that I've got. I think there's one with Mum dressed as a fairy by Arthur Hinkins. Right. I don't know whether you've come across that yet.
Yes, I think so.
So, yes.
Right, okay, I was in my mind I can see one of your aunties as a fairy.
Yes, well, that's Auntie Dahlia, Roxana Dahlia.
And you think there's one of your mum as a...
Yes, with a wand, holding a wand.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
No, if I've come across that one.
No.
Yeah, so, and then there's Percy Laws.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah, Percy Laws, and you think, if I'm right, you think that his wife got rid of the photos?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Or negatives or something. But I have a picture at the top of the stairs that he repaired for me and cleaned and revarnished and reframed.
Yeah, but that's not a photo, is it? That's a picture.
No, that was a painting. By Ellis Wilson.
But he was a photographer, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, because he took that one on the street.
Yeah, yes, he did. Yes, the victory party.
One of the loveliest pictures I've ever seen, that one.
Yeah.
What I've noticed, Joan, if anyone's listening to this, is I've got photos from you that are mind-blowing.
Oh.
They're absolutely brilliant. So to you, the photos that you have looked, you've owned all your life, looked at, seen.
Yeah.
But to me, I look and think, wow, your nan and your uncle on a horse and cart.
Yeah, and there's even, you can see the milk churn and a milk bucket.
Absolutely.
That you used to, and there was a milk measure for a pint hung inside the bucket.
Yeah.
And we used to measure a pint out and pour in the milk jugs people left outside.
And you've given me loads. So, because I love old photographs. If anyone listens to this and thinks, well, I've got some, but you'll not be interested, but oh, please, let's have a look. You know,
Yeah,
let's-
yeah.
we should have a location. Man, we could do that with a museum, I suppose, but there should be a location where we could get all these old photos together,
Yeah,
and especially of Retford, and,
yeah,
because there are shops. You know, you're going to remember shops, Joan,
yeah.
but there's going to be tons of other shops that have been and gone without anybody ever remembering at all, aren't there?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I came across another shop on a picture, and I thought, you've mentioned a Mr. Beskerby, but can you remember a shop called Beskerby's?
Yes, plumbers
Was it
on
plumbing?
Grove Street.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Baskerby. I don't know.
That was
I
a
bet
plum-
he was our school teacher. He'd been in the army. And
It wasn't
came
his shop,
back.
was it? Was it
I
his
don't know.
Could have been related,
They
maybe.
really, yes, it probably his parents had it. But I knew it was Baskerby. But he was F.R. Baskerby.
Right, okay.
And he used to take music. He had a cello, and I can remember him bringing it to the school one day and playing it for us. But I can't remember the tune he played.
Okay. But he was a teacher.
Yes, when he came out of the forces. I'm assuming he was in the army.
Okay.
But yeah.
He's
And
on,
he was who taught us the last year we were at school. Mr. Baskerby did.
really, he was your
Yeah.
teacher for the last year.
Yes.
Okay. There's a picture of him.
It's a gasworks explosion there was.
Yeah, so that's outside your grandma's house.
Yes,
It looks like it's a nighttime photograph,
yes.
and they're all looking over the road at the gasworks
Gasworks, yes, yes.
explosion.
And my sister cycled down to see if my grandma and Auntie Bessie were okay. And police stopped and asked her where she was going.
Right,
I
okay.
remember. And I stopped to tell them, Mum and Dad, I don't know whether they were at the allotment, but they weren't at home. There was just Jean and I at home when it happened.
Yeah,
And,
okay. Can you remember what time of day that the gasworks blew up?
Yes, it was after tea.
Yeah, yeah, because I've come across another lady
Yeah,
who made contact, and she said that she lived out at Treswell,
yeah.
and they heard it
Oh goodness,
at Treswell.
oh goodness.
Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think she felt it was somewhere around 6 or 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it could have been, yes, yeah. And
Was it?
Mr. Glasby, who lived on the street, he was a special constable, so I think he was called out
Right.
to
Okay.
it. And yeah,
Yeah. So that was. I mean, imagine that happening opposite you.
yeah.
Opposite
No,
Nan's house.
no wonder they decided to move. Yeah, yeah. And then, of course, I had to take notes at the inquest. In
Oh, 'cause of your job?
In county, in the court offices, magistrates' court there. Can't remember.
What was?
And it was, the inquest was about all day because there were about, I think, 15 witnesses.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know? Does anybody or did anybody actually know what the cause of the explosion was?
Well, I think there was something wrong, and Mr. Bowman, who was the manager at that time, he was trying to sort it out, doing something, and then it exploded. There's something wrong somewhere,
Wow.
and I know there was. Sadly, Mr. Bowman was killed, the manager.
Trying to sort the problem.
Probably, yes. And there was, I know there was a Mr. Rocket, I remember the name, who was injured. He was injured. Whether any more were or not, I can't remember. Right?
Do you recall someone called Cheesewright.
Yeah.
Was there a Mr. Cheesewright?
Yeah.
I think it might
Oh,
have
and
been.
there was a Mrs. Cheesewright. Yeah. I can remember her, a plumpish lady.
But something to do with the gasworks.
No, I think she'd be the wife of probably a Mr. Cheesewright.
Yeah, but
there.
the hairdresser who I was talking to when I was at my haircut,
Yeah.
her, I don't know, granddad was Mr. Cheesewright.
Oh, and there was an Anne Cheesewright, a girl. I think
Really?
they called her Anne.
But she was saying that he was very much involved with the gasworks.
Oh,
Are we thinking about the same Cheesewrights, do you think? Or where
Well-
did the Cheesewrights live? Who were you?
I don't know. Can't remember.
Oh, okay. How do you know the Cheesewrights?
Well, there was Anne Cheesewright, who was a girl about our age, and I remember her.
Right, okay. Okay. Well, I'll come back to
And
you.
then I think she was in the Retford Operatic Society years ago.
Oh, okay. Right. I've got loads more shops actually. I don't. Yeah. So, what about? Now, I'm sure this is well before your time. So I don't expect you to get this one. F.A. Rawding.
No, I don't know. And I've never heard Mum mention them at all.
Okay. Now that was. I'll tell you where that was. That was on the corner of Grove Street and the Market Square, where the bank is that's closed down.
Yes, Lloyd's Bank.
Yes,
Oh.
that was on that corner.
Was it? And there was actually a Mr. and Mrs. Rawdon who lived next door to my Auntie Doris and Uncle Percy Jones
Where was that?
on Grove Lane. And I think they're the daughter, Jean Rawdon. Yes.
Oh, okay.
But whether that was them, I don't know. But all I know is they're called Rawding. Rawding.
Yeah. Well, I thought their shop, when I've been looking at the pictures, I thought it was in a different place
Yeah.
in the Market Square. And then somebody made a comment on a Facebook post, said where it is. And then I found an old picture that actually had it where I've just said.
Yes.
Where Lloyd's is. So there was and then after that it became, what's the shop on the corner?
Fletcher's.
Fletcher's.
Yes.
Yeah, so Fletcher's.
Dickman Fletcher's.
But Fletcher's is a shop you know.
Yes.
Did you go in?
Yes, I bought a coat from there during the war when I'd saved up enough money and coupons.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And did you? And that's the one that's got the compressed air delivery.
Oh, yes, it was, yeah. And Rowell's did as well. At Rowell's corner of Churchgate and Chapelgate there.
So we did a video about that, didn't we?
Yes.
You give them the money and they put it in a little chute.
Yeah, yes.
Those systems, by the way, those compressed air systems, long pipes, they actually do still exist today.
Do they?
In a modern way. Yeah,
Oh,
some hospitals have
Yes.
them put in
Oh,
for
goodness.
quick delivery of things. Yeah, so that's where Rowdings was. F.A.
Rodin.
Rawding, that sounds better, doesn't it? Oh, this is a good one. Has the Masonic Hall always been there for you?
It was the cinema, the Ritz Cinema.
Right.
That's where we went to see the 1937 Coronation film with Auntie Bessie.
Yes.
And also, I think we might have seen Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs there
Okay.
at the film. Yeah.
So there's a photograph of a car garage on Cowgate Bridge, and I think that is what became the cinema.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was a car garage.
Oh, goodness.
Then it became the cinema and became
Yeah.
the Masonic Hall.
But Mum used to talk about the picture house. That was a different one, wasn't it?
But the same
area.
was it the same building? Was it the picture house and what did you say the cinema? What?
It was the Ritz when we knew it, but Mum, no, it was one previously was the picture house. I think there is a picture of it. I've seen
Yes, there is,
picture house.
but it might still be the same building.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Well, no, because the Ritz was a modern building.
Oh, okay. So
Well, you know how it still is at the frontage.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it was in the 30s. That, yeah.
Right. Okay, that's good then. So another old picture I keep seeing is Turner's footwear.
Now then, Turner's. Can't remember a Turner's, but there were quite a few shoe shops.
Well,
Where was Turner's?
next to Woolworths.
Oh, now that, yes, there was that Dunn's?
Oh, okay.
We'd got Duns, Dunn. There was a Dunn's footwear, but I can't remember whether that was in that near Woolworths.
Yeah, no, there's a Duns, definitely. That you don't think that was down more near where did you what was the cafe that your dad worked at?
Oh no, he worked at Melia's.
Yeah, you don't think Duns
shop
was down?
there. Yes, I think it was.
Duns was down
there. Near there.
Near Melia's.
Yeah.
Okay, well Turner's. I think you can remember. I'm not quite sure. Does Turner's line up with this sort of statue or not?
No, that statue that was in Marketplace was over where Jones, Smith and Pearson solicitors were, by the side of Woolworths.
Yeah, okay. But that's where this picture of Turner's is, right at the side of Woolworths.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I can't remember that.
Okay. It's amazing to think that statue is in the museum.
Yes, it is, and the picture of it, yeah, lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So you'd walk in there, you see the statue, and you think it even looks modern, so it's been painted and tidied up.
But yeah, but I mean it was on the roof,
Yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah.
really distinct.
But who it is supposed to be of, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, I'll have to. You put me on the spot there, Joan, because I don't know actually, but I will try and find out for this video. Fred Spencer.
Yes, Gents Outfitters, going nearly to Cannon Square, left-hand side of road, near where the road crossing is.
Yes, near the pedestrian crossing.
Yeah.
So we're talking not where Argos is, but there.
Yeah.
Along that section. There.
Yeah, and there was Sargentson's. That was a ladies' dress shop.
Oh, was it? Was that a ladies'?
Yeah.
That's there as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, I've seen a photo of that.
And Neil.
Oh, Neil's Ironmongers.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can remember?
Yes, I've been there. And there was a passageway at the side, and I think it was there. You went down this passage, and it was the education office down there.
Oh, okay. What's an education office?
Well, there was a lady who used to deal with about schools and things like that.
Oh, right. Okay.
I don't remember her name, but she worked down there. Used to see this lady when I was going out on delivering letters from the office.
Yeah. So, actually, just thinking about you delivering letters from the office, it was your job to walk around town delivering?
Yes, yeah. Or if they were a bit out of town, like up North Road, if I was on my bicycle, I'd go on my bicycle then up there. And I can remember going to, I don't know whether it was Dr. Humphreys or old Dr. Teasdale to deliver something. and he was at which is Retford, West Retford Hotel, and I delivered a letter to him in the conservatory that was there, but I don't know whether that's still there in the building.
Well, I don't actually know that it is or isn't, but I don't think it is.
No,
Yeah, so when you were delivering your letters,
yeah.
was that over years? Did you do that for years, or?
Well, while I was office girl, till they got another office girl when I became Colonel Thompson's secretary.
How long was you the office girl, do you think?
For about a year.
Okay.
And then I was 15 when he asked me to be his secretary.
Wow.
And I hadn't quite finished going to shorthand lessons, but I managed all right.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to dictate letters, yeah.
You know, when you was out, can you remember, when you were out delivering letters, is that a job that you was glad not to have to do when you...
Well, especially when there were bad winters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But do you know what, Joan?
yeah,
That year of delivering letters,
yeah.
you would have known that's given you an incredible memory of Retford, hasn't it, really?
Yes, it has, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, everything happens for a purpose.
So you had
doesn't it?
that was...
Yeah.
Looking
And
back-
those shortcuts and things like
Yeah.
that to places.
So
yeah.
looking back, that was a good year, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Another question I've got has just come to mind, actually. You know the library?
Yeah.
That was the house of...
Thomas Hersey Denman.
Did you meet Thomas Hersey?
Yes, I did, at the office. When he'd retired, he retired to Netley Court, Netley Abbey, Southampton.
Yeah, okay, so when...
And he used to have a manservant.
Right, okay.
Yes, yeah.
I think he might have had, like, gardens at the back and had a garden.
Oh, there was, yes. Yes, what Mr. Dimmock did. He used to grow fig, and he'd got a fig tree, yeah.
Mr. Who?
Dimmock, John Francis Douglas Dimmock, who lived at 15 Churchgate. That was his house.
Oh, what? Right,
Well,
okay.
And then I worked in the offices there when me and co are quite, got...
So, Mr. Denman, he
Yeah.
lived in what we view
Well,
as
it's
the
a
library.
library, yeah.
Yeah. Was it in your lifetime, are you saying that was actually a house where he lived?
Yes.
So you
But I know it was a library when I can remember, because we joined the library when we were at school.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
who donated? Right. Okay. So
Did
did he not live in there then at that time?
He must have retired then, when he gave his house. He was an old gentleman when I met him.
Okay. I'm just thinking that through, Joan. I'm just trying to work out
And
if it's always been a library in your lifetime,
yes, it has.
right?
Yeah.
But you've met the man
Who gave it?
who
Yeah.
gave it
Yeah.
to be a library.
Yes. He was
When he-
small. Yeah.
He couldn't have lived there then, could he?
He must have retired then
And lived
at
somewhere,
the office and moved to Southampton.
but kept visiting the office.
He visited once while I was office girl.
Oh, from Southampton.
Yes,
Ah,
yes. And I can remember meeting him in the passage of the office. A smallish gentleman with a rosy face, white hair and a beard.
he must have been very wealthy
Yeah, he must have.
to give his house
Yes,
away to
yeah.
be a library.
Yes, yeah.
Unless Retford bought the house. Did he absolutely donate it, do you know? The house.
Well, I always imagined he did. I always
Mm.
thought he
It's
did.
always said he did.
Yeah. And
Wonder what
it-
year that was. But we don't know, do we? I mean,
No,
I'll have to
no.
look it up.
no, it had... Well, I mean, it was in 1940s, you see, when I started work.
Yeah, and it was a library then.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, for us today to visit the library,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fabulous place and
It
building,
is,
isn't it? So,
yeah, yeah.
what a gift
Yes,
that was
that's
really
it,
to
yeah.
Retford.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and
So we're walking around his house, aren't we? You know, we're at library.
yeah,
That's probably his living room and stuff.
yeah, and I mean, I suppose the office was originally a house, Mr. Mee's house.
Yeah.
John Mee. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that was interesting. So let's have a look. Wright Brothers. That's down there.
Yes,
Isn't
that
it?
was a grocery shop. That was near where Baker's was.
Bakers.
Yes, the Baker's. And had a cafe.
Oh, Cannon.
Cannon Cafe, yes.
So these shops then. Let's have a look. So Gladish's. You've been in Gladish's, haven't you?
Yes, yes. And then when it was Kingston's as well.
Fred Spencer's. Did we?
That's a gent's outfit.
So you didn't go in there, did you?
No.
Ironmongers. Can you ever remember going in the Ironmongers?
That was Neil's, no. But I remember seeing the shop.
Yeah. And Wright Brothers. What was that?
They were a grocery shop.
Did you go in?
Yes, I did. Yes, yeah.
Would you have gone in there at dinner time from work or?
Yes, or sometimes if we bought things for the office from there, sort of probably like well, probably food sometimes, I don't know really, but I can remember going in the shop
Yeah,
anyway.
okay.
Yeah.
And it was a grocer's.
Yeah.
Did you?
There was Marshall's as well along Cannon Square. Marshall's, that were when they used to sell ground coffee, and there was always a lovely smell of ground coffee as you walked past.
Oh right, okay. I wonder where Marshall's was. I've seen.
Well,
them.
I think where Fred's was later on. Can you remember Fred's?
I think so.
Yeah,
we're talking
it was
about.
second-hand furniture and stuff. Yeah.
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 Right, so I think I can remember that.
Yeah, to Marshall's there.
Okay. And what was Marshall's? What was it?
That was a grocer's shop.
And you
Been in there, yes.
you went in there.
Yeah.
The Cannon Calf. Did you go in there?
Yes, that. Yeah, and then we used to go sometimes for dinners down the passageway at the side. There was a cafe there.
Was it what another cafe?
Yes, and it was. Oh dear, what did you? Can't remember what they called it. But it was the side end, by the side of the baker's shop. The baker's shop.
Okay. Well, I mean, there is a. You can still go down there today, and I think it's open anyway because
yeah,
it doesn't seem to last very long.
no,
Can you remember going in? You know the Cannon Calf.
yeah,
Was that a ground level calf? Or?
yes, yeah. But I don't know if there was any up above. There might have been, but
Because the sign's really high in the photograph. The sign's right at the top of the building, so I just wondered if it was upstairs. Then you
well, we never went upstairs, shall I say?
right, okay.
But no, then no. I was just trying to see if I remember the name of the lady who had it, who worked at the cafe, Miss. Oh, no, it's not coming.
All right. Well, if you shout it out like you sometimes do.
Yes.
I know what's that. What about the wallpaper shop?
Oh yes, that was next to the cafe. Yeah.
Did you ever go in the wallpaper shop?
Yes, because our eventual neighbour Pat Jackson worked there. Yes.
Oh, did she? The lady who lived next door?
This side. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So lived next to us for about 30 years, I think it was.
Well, I've got a picture of Pat Jackson, so we'll put Pat Jackson.
That's
Is that a maiden name or a married name?
That's a married name. A mum who was, she was Pat Bowers, and a mum came from Norfolk. She'd got Norfolk dialect, her mother had.
Ah.
Yeah.
What, did the mum live there as well or not?
No, she lived somewhere up also.
And who was her husband then, Pat Jackson? Who?
Bill Jackson, who lived down Strawberry Road. And he'd 2 sisters, yeah.
So Bill and Pat Jackson lived next door?
Yes, for about nearly 30 years.
Really, did they?
Yes.
And then
they moved up also to a bungalow, a lovely bungalow.
did they have children?
No.
And were they related? Because you've got a Jackson who's...
Not Fred, no, not related to Fred, no.
The guy with the gypsy caravan.
That's it, yeah. Well, they weren't related that we knew of.
Right, okay.
Shall we say.
Just had the same name.
Yeah.
Okay, and she worked at the wallpaper shop?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Did you ever buy wallpaper from there?
I suppose Mum did.
You could have done, couldn't you?
Yeah. But then she worked at Ironmonger's shoe shop on Bridgegate for a good while.
Is that the name of the shop, Ironmonger's?
Yes. Iremongers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shoe shop on Bridgegate.
Yes.
And then, so I can only, on this particular photo I've got, I can only get to the wallpaper shop, but there's also a few other shops. One is like a double shop that you've said in the past where...
Oh, Rowson's, Mrs. Rowson and her daughter. Daughter had the sweet department and mother had the cigarettes and tobacco and snuff and things like that.
Right, okay.
Because I used to have to go and get an ounce of snuff for the old gentleman who was still at the office.
Really?
Yes.
And you worked from that shop, did you?
Yes, from Mrs. Rouse. Yeah.
I read something, it must have only been yesterday, and I don't even know why I read it, but in the past, when snuff was a big thing,
Yeah.
Kids would get some snuff, and apparently you could throw it in a man's face or somebody's face,
Oh.
and they'd be so out of it, sneezing and gulping with this snuff powder, that they could rob them.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
I've not heard of that.
No, I hadn't. And I read it and I thought,
Oh,
I didn't know that happened.
No.
So you could use snuff to rob somebody, and the kids were doing it apparently. in the
Oh,
past.
dear.
I've got... Okay, so you knew those two ladies, did you? Did you?
Yes, yeah.
You go in the shop and on the left-hand side? Or?
It was... Oh, dear, now then. I think it was right-hand side for sweets, left-hand for cigarettes, I think. It is now Jones and Co. Solicitors.
Oh, yeah.
Building.
Is that... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, Joan, but I think the picture I've got of that shop has got one of those ladies stood outside.
Is there? Oh,
Yeah.
lovely.
And wouldn't that be amazing if it is the case?
Yeah.
So,
And then, of course, there was another lady who sold sweets, Anne Moss, the opposite side of the road, going on to Chapelgate.
was that called Moss?
Anne Moss, she was.
Anne Moss.
Yes.
That's not the shop where one of the girls said something a bit funny in the office.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, Annie Moss has killed curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anne Moss.
Yeah.
Killed curiosity. And she'd been sent out to get some. She'd been sent out to get some sweets or something, or.
Well, she must have done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, they were rationed during the war. Yeah.
And it's that day that you were all laughing in the office.
And Mr. Dimmock wanted to know what we're laughing about, because you weren't supposed to laugh or anything.
Because there was no laughing, was there?
No.
But he laughed.
Yes,
he laughed as well.
Yeah.
I've got what's this one? Ravel and Son. Have you seen the show? Does that ring a bell?
Oh.
Ravel and Son. It's on a picture, but
No, I've never heard of them.
Ravel and Son. I think that is near Amelia's again. I think there was a shop there called at some point called Ravel and Son. Pullers.
No.
It's in the same place. Yeah, it's Pullers of Perth.
Oh, now I read something about them. But I can't remember what it was, but I just thought, oh, I've not heard that name before.
Right, so now it rings a bell.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And then I've got Dunn's. I think we've talked about
the shoe shop.
Shoe shop, yeah. But that's, again, where Amelia's was
somewhere there, yeah.
And in the past, down that section, so what section are we talking about? We're talking about the...
there was Clark's Dyeworks shop.
Yeah.
Just there somewhere.
And there's... so we're talking about... what's the bank? Santander. We're talking about that stretch, aren't we? Where Santander
there was...
in the marketplace.
National Provincial Bank. There was there.
Yeah, okay. And at some point in my lifetime, there was a Halfords.
Yes, there was. Yes, Halfords.
There's been a Green Brothers. I mean, that was. Do you know what I mean? The men's.
Oh, Greenwoods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a men's shop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think I might have even been in that shop. Bought something. There's been is there a soup save, was it?
There was a super save somewhere. There's been quite a few different.
Boots was down there.
Oh, it was, yes.
Have you been in that?
Yeah, oh, yes.
You went in Boots when it was there?
They used to sell books and things.
Oh, really? Do you mean like second-hand books or?
No.
Proper
books, yeah.
Did it have a library? A little library?
Yes.
Boots?
Yes, I think it did.
Something like that. That rings a bell.
You see, I used to get books from Foyle's lab. Well, I used to get a book once a month. It was posted.
Right, okay. So, where Santander is?
Yeah, that used to be International Stores, corner of Grove Street.
Have you been in there?
Yeah, oh yes. Yes, that was during war. Yeah, if you saw queues outside there, you used to go and join them to see if you could... it was very often they'd got tins of fruit or a tin of salmon you could get during war.
So, if I show a picture of the international stores...
Yeah.
You've actually been in there?
Yeah. And at the corner of there, in Grove Street, there was Mr. Giles, who sold all sorts of, like shovels and household things.
Yeah, did it at some
point? Giles, and there was a George Giles, a butcher as well. But he was on Carrogate Bridge, that one.
George Giles, the butcher.
Yeah, so I used to help my grandma push a cart up the bridge during the winter.
Yes, That's I
Who
see.
had the bull nigger that he used to ride.
Oh, right. I'm going to show the. I'm going to show. Right, that's a good opportunity to put. I've got a picture of Nigger.
Have you? Yes,
Yeah,
oh, lovely.
it's from you. It's
Yeah.
one of your newspaper clippings. But we can see Nigger.
Yeah.
So right. Okay, just stay with that for a minute then. So we had. So you saw Nigger, did you? You know.
No.
You never saw
Oh,
him?
no, only pictures of him.
Right. Okay.
And an advert in his butcher's shop, Orlock's beef suet, I remember seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's the newspaper clipping has got Nigger,
Yeah.
and then there's a cart on the back with like massive placards,
Yeah.
and it's as if the what's the man called?
George Giles.
It's as if George is advertising his bull walking around town
Yeah.
with placards advertising businesses.
Yeah.
So that's a bit.
Yes.
That's adventurous, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
So you never saw Nigger. Do you think? I know you've seen pictures of Nigger,
Yes.
but do you? Did your grandma or mum ever talk about Nigger? Did they know Nigger? Do you know, or is it just the fact that you've seen pictures?
I think it's just that the same pictures, really.
Yeah, but he's definitely the guy in the photos.
Yeah,
George is definitely the guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Your grandma pushed the milk
Yeah.
in winter. Yeah, I'm trying to think about that. So, I know that when I was young, that Santander was Abbey National.
Yeah. But let's say that was international
Yeah,
stores.
but it was international stores for you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's yeah. I can't believe I know somebody who's been in the international stores in these old black and white photographs.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the road, what I said was F.A. Rawding.
But Rawding.
That became what's the ladies' clothes shop?
Sargenson's.
No, I mean opposite. What's the bank? What is the closed down bank now? Lloyd's.
Lloyd's Bank. That was Fletcher's shop.
Fletcher's, isn't it?
Dickman Fletcher's, yeah.
And there's something a little bit weird about Fletcher's. Perhaps you can explain this, but it goes Fletcher's, Maypole, Fletcher's.
Well, Maypole was on Carrogate.
Yeah.
And Fletcher's was Grove Street and Carrogate.
Yeah, but why
So
does...
Maypole was sort of wedged in between somehow.
Yeah. So Fletcher's, I mean, we're talking about the same Fletcher shop, aren't we? Either side of the Maypole.
Yes.
So do you think you went in Fletcher's and went round the back of Maypole, or were they was Fletcher's connected?
Well,
Must have been,
the
mustn't it?
building, there was the doorway you entered the Maypole on Carrogate, and there was then Fletcher's at the side.
Yeah. But do you...
So there must, it was a separate part. Maypole, I mean, it was just the Maypole you went in, and there was a counter down the side and one along that way. That's all there was in the Maypole. And then the wall, the outside wall of the Maypole.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that was on Grove Street. Yes, it would be, wouldn't it? The outside wall of the Maypole, because the Maypole's frontage was on Carrogate. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. So, just see if you work this right. So Fletcher's is on Grove Street and Carrogate.
Yes.
On the corner where the Lloyd's Bank is. Isn't it?
Yeah.
As you go down Carrogate, the first shop you come to is the Maypole.
Yes.
But the next shop is Fletcher's again.
Yes. that's it.
And that's a little bit I can't work out. Are they both the same shop, Fletcher's?
Well, no, because there's separate entrances.
Yeah, but is it... Right, okay. But is Fletcher's there and the Fletcher's after the Maypole the same company?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Should
You've got
be.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you went in the Fletcher's a little bit further down Cowgate after the Maypole,
Well, yeah.
do you think you would go in Fletcher's and be able to get to the other Fletcher's on Grove Street?
I'm not sure whether
No,
you could.
but no.
But
Somebody might know.
along there, it you used to go to what was called the food office. The mothers used to get their milk for babies from there. Food office.
Is that what became...
And then it was a co-op furniture shop. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Joan, I can't believe it. We're running out of time. Let me,
Oh,
let me just ask you a few quickies.
right.
So, I was shocked to see a gun shop on Bridgegate.
Yes, West's.
West's.
Yes.
Isn't that funny? It says
Yeah.
gun shop and then there's got all these guns in windows.
Yeah, that's West.
Right, okay. And you can remember that?
Yes.
And,
You never went in, of course.
and there was
A shop called Gallons, I've just realised.
on Bridgegate.
No, I don't think so. I think it might have been, oh dear, Carrogate somewhere. And I'm just trying to think what sort of shop, whether it was grocery or what. But I can't remember seeing it for long. Gallons,
Gallons, okay.
Gallons.
What about when I've looked on some old pictures down there, at Bridgegate, there was a Butler's.
Yes, Butler's. Our first holiday to Italy was booked there.
Oh, so that's a travel agent.
And the newspaper shop, they used to deliver newspapers as well.
Huh.
Yes, Butler's.
There's also a little sign that says electricity. East Retford electricity on Bridgegate. Does that ring a bell?
Now there was was it a Mr. Newbold who was an electrician? I may be wrong.
Oh, okay.
Or was it? Oh, and there was a Mr. Husbands down there, down Bridgegate. I can't remember what he did.
Right, okay.
Mr. Husbands.
But I thought that was interesting that I've just seen that sign that said Butler's.
Yes.
And there are travel agents and a newspaper.
Papers, yeah, delivered newspapers. I don't know what else they did.
Oh, okay. So when you went to Butler's, I mean, did Butler's advertise in their window as holidays?
Yeah.
Or,
Well, I can't remember seeing them doing that. I mean, I think it's when they first started sort of doing holidays abroad.
right, okay.
And it was Arthur who'd been with his younger brother Harry to Stresa on a holiday in Italy. And that's when we went to Rimini.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right, guess what?
The end.
We've just finished, so
Right.
we've just run out of time. So thank you very much,
And thank you.
and it's lovely to see you today.
Yeah, it was, yes.
And we'll see you next week.
Yes, thank you.